Talk some Tom Brady in a second, but first, this is Northwest Missouri State and Missouri Southern. So Mike Hohensee throws that, what he thought was an interception to Missouri Southern, but the ball pops out, grabs it. I'll take that. That's in for a touchdown.
That's bad.
What's the wide receiver's name? Let me put my glasses on.
No, Michael Hohensee was the quarterback there. I don't know the wide receiver.
Imoni?
Yeah, Imoni. Let's go with that.
Okay.
No. No.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we head to Kansas, Wichita High School
Not
East.
a good mommy.
Dalen Jones
That's
makes
wrong.
a one-handed catch.
Retract that statement. That could be a family name.
Man, zip it, man.
Look at that.
Just look at it.
How about that Wichita East High School?
Horizontal to the ground. Wide receiver opened up his shoulders a little bit too quick. That's why the DB reacted to the ball. Keep running straight to the goal line. Great. He catches it with part of his forearm.
Can't blame that on the glove.
No gloves right there. I like it. Old style. Let's do that.
Kentucky High School football, Lake High's Drayden Owens breaks 5 tackles, drags another defender on his way to the end zone.
That's a great run. You guys know these are the highlights I like. They're not just the spectacular catches. That gets Chris's blood flowing. I like the running back in the high school level just clowning people.
Yeah, playing against little leaguers.
Oh, well, he's a little leaguer too then. He's playing against his age
football.
bracket.
It's not called flag.
Yeah, and he was just too powerful. Great job, young man. Lake High School in Kentucky.
Yeah, we need to get a little bit of...
Here we go. Week 4 battle for supremacy in the AFC East between one no-brainer and one brainer. Patriots, to the surprise of no one, and the Bills.
Who wrote that?
I did.
I promise, Jenna.
Okay, you know what? I thought that was a great line. You don't hear it very often.
There's a reason.
So hard working with you. Both the Bills and the Patriots sit at 3-0. But the last 2 times the Bills started 3-0, they missed the playoffs. That being said, Belichick knows that Josh Allen presents all sorts of challenges for his team.
Definitely. Definitely. He's a very good player. He has a lot of physical talent, but you can see the game he's catching up with the game in terms of his control at the line of scrimmage, recognizing defenses, reading coverages, making decisions. I think all that's certainly improved in the last year, as it does with most all players, especially ones at that position. So, but he's a very talented player, and he's again continues to get better.
All right, see, I'll direct this one to you. Do the 3-0 Bills present a serious threat to the Patriots? Should they be on upset alert this weekend?
They should be, and the reason why is anytime you play in your division, they have more scouting information. They have more intel. They know more of your details. They're going to play you closer than any other game, even if you do have an absent in talent. I do believe that this defense, especially their front 7, they do match up well against New England, against an offensive line that is patchwork at best. How good is that offensive line? Can Buffalo take them out of their running game, put pressure on Tom Brady? Yes, I do believe that. But a lot of it with Brady now is going to be tackling, because he's not going to hold the ball an awful long time. He's going to get the ball out of his hand, in guys' hands, in space, so they can make plays. So can Buffalo tackle? Because I do believe that their front 7, it matches up well. I believe that their defensive staff, led by their head coach, who used to be a defensive coordinator, he's always put together good game plans going against Josh McDaniel and Belichick. So coming in, they'll have some confidence. With that offensive line, with wholesale changes up and down that offensive line, I'm sure Buffalo's defensive front, they have tremendous confidence facing them this Sunday.
When you looked at the season going into it, one of the reasons that I said I thought Buffalo would be a playoff team in the AFC was if you looked at the schedule, which I love to do, we said this could be 3-0 versus 3-0 in week 4 at home in Buffalo, and what would be one of their bigger home games in recent or even not so recent Bills history. Do they present a threat to the Patriots this week? Absolutely yes. Do they present a threat to the Patriots to win the division? Absolutely not. These are 2 separate things. The Pats their preseason is over now. They are now facing a real defensive line. They are now facing a Tre'Davious White, the guy who the only reason we'd said his name on this show was because Gronk dropped that people's elbow on him. He might be right now, this moment, the most productive corner in the NFL. The Bills' defense, despite the fact that the offense is turning the ball over and the offense is putting the Bills' defense in short fields, the two things you don't want your offense to do, the defense has been excellent week in, week out. The Patriots, with left tackle on IR, center on IR, right tackle has been hurt. That Fullback on IR. The first-round pick receiver on IR. Antonio Brown not on the team. Edelman with a chest injury. Josh Gordon with some wrist injury, I think it was. At least that's what was listed. This Patriots offense has not only its first tough test, its first test at all this season. Now, I'm not sitting here saying the Bills are going to do something they rarely do, which is beat the Patriots at home. But Tom Brady, the last couple of years, his numbers, I think he has more touchdowns than interceptions more interceptions than touchdowns, pardon me, playing in this stadium. Now, they're lucky that it's not happening in December when it's going to be a potential snowstorm. The conditions should be decent. But no, this should be a low-scoring, grinded-out game for New England. This is, if Brady is, as Pro Football Focus put it, been the best quarterback in football this year, he's going to have to show it this weekend because I think the Bills are for real. I think there's a 9 or 10 win team, thought that before the year, and I think that's not because Josh Allen has been great. The quarterback for Buffalo has been improved, but it's been a defensive team that has gotten them to 3-0.
So if you're the Bills, where's the first place you take advantage of the New England Patriots? It's the first place you're going to game plan to attack.
I would say that offensive line. You got to try to attack that offensive line, which in turn you're going to take them and take Sony Michel out of that running game. If they try to go to Burkhead, if they try to go to James White, they're not as effective runners as Sony Michel is. How are they when they're at their best? That's when Sony Michel is running the ball between the tackles, which leads to play-action pass, which leads to bigger shots down the field for Brady. That, to me, is the biggest advantage. The biggest disadvantage to Buffalo happens to be their passing game going against Stephon Gilmore, best cornerback right now in football, playing with the best secondary in football with typically a top 3, top 5 defense. So advantage to the defensive front of Buffalo. Great question by you, Jenna. Disadvantage is how can the quarterback and the wide receivers operate against what we consider to be a great secondary?
The Patriots have not allowed a point in the first half since the playoff game against the Chargers. Their defense has not allowed a touchdown of any kind, defensive touchdown, I should say, since the playoff game against the Chiefs. The Patriots defense is exceptional. So Josh Allen's going to struggle. One thing about the Pats offense, Bill Belichick seems a little nonplussed, if you will, with Sony Michel. He has not been as productive this year as he was last year. If you saw in the Week 3 game, all of a sudden, Rex Burkhead's getting more involved because they were dropping down the depth chart. So Buffalo is going to, I would imagine, sell out against the pass and to try to make sure those big plays New England's been killing people with throughout the year and see if they can contain the running game. But for Buffalo to win this game, it's got to be in the teens. I don't know if they can hold the Patriots in the teens, but this is the Pats' toughest test up to this point of the season by a wide margin.
All right, we'll leave it there. Coming up, hey, do the Rams' Super Bowl hopes rest on the knee of Todd Gurley?